All right, look, I'ma just throw it out there, cause somebody gotta say it. This is number one.
One?
I'ma let y'all argue this with me. I'ma let you argue this. But there is no record in Houston, I think in 2024, that more people will agree represent Houston.
Hi, I'm Rocsi Diaz, and I'm on a journey with Billboard and Tres Generaciones Tequila to celebrate and toast the power music has to inspire us. Together, we're setting out to curate the official Get Up Anthems for cities across the country. We're going to be crowning those iconic tracks which have inspired, captivated, and energized each city's essence. And first up, the Bayou City, Houston, Texas. Thanks, Cliff. Joining me is none other than the legendary rapper and entrepreneur Bun B, whose lyrics have shaped the very essence of Houston's rap scene. Alongside him, we have acclaimed DJ and music producer Chase B, whose electrifying sets have ignited stages worldwide. And let's not forget Billboard's very own Damien Scott and Kat Johnson, whose editorial insight and passion for music have illuminated countless narratives within the industry. So a few weeks ago, we all met up to start the process of identifying the city's official Get Up Anthems. We started using Billboard's charts and the data that they have and used it as a springboard to narrow in on 15 tracks that the members of this group put forward as deserving to be on the list, ultimately crowning a single record as the #1 Get Up Anthem of Houston. Okay guys, so before we get started, let's raise a glass, because no matter how much we disagree on what song is #1, we can all get on board to celebrate the music of Houston with the smooth finish of triple distilled Tres Generaciones Tequila. Cheers!
Cheers.
Let the fun begin. Oh, that was good. Ooh, Big Mo, man. First song to discuss.
I mean, when you look at the people on the song, right? This is a Big Mo song. Big Mo is a major factor in Houston's hip hop community. And even with the idea and the concept of this song, it was meant to be a Houston representation of the New York song Whoa by Black Rob. So it was initially started, the opening lines of, yeah, we know in New York y'all say whoa and that's cool.
We love that, we respect
Houston,
that.
We say, yeah, right, we respect that.
No,
but
really.
down here in Houston, we say man.
Right.
So off the top, this was very clear that this was a representation of Houston.
And just R.I.P. Big Pokey, of course. That verse alone was just like one of the best Houston verses I've ever heard. So that song just means a lot to me personally.
I will say Man did not chart, but the album City of Syrup reached #2 on the top R&B hip hop charts.
Okay, so what number are we gonna start with?
I say 7 is a safe spot.
You're right.
7?
Exactly. I like 7.
7.
Wait, what?
Get Throwed, Bun B,
Yeah.
Pimp C,
There
Young
he is.
Jeezy.
There he is.
Woo!
Love it.
I'll reserve my comment after everybody else speaks.
First of all, can I say that's one of my favorite songs? Not because you're sitting here. That's just like, that's a song.
Should be one of everybody's favorite songs. Just when you hear those guitars on the intro, that's like one of the most important fabrics in Houston culture, just in general. And it's been sampled so many times just because of what it means and just the whole aura of it, the atmosphere of the sound, and just how slow it comes in. And also just the title of the song, Get Throwed. Throwed is obviously a huge Houston word. It's, born and bred right here in Houston, Texas. And I just think that song is super important to everybody around here, so.
How did that song start, Bun?
That song started, it was something that we were recording the first solo album with Rap A Lot, and this was a song that had been started before Pimp C was incarcerated and was just sitting in the archives, and Jay Prince pulled it out and he was like, I was gonna sit on this until he came home. And then we played it. I remember me and Queen sat there and played it like, this is one of the hardest records I've ever heard in my life. But it was Jay who was like, we gotta get the boy on it. We gotta get Jay-Z on this record. And that took a little while. I still had to go and get the physical recording. We went up there and we got it, and there's literally, the song is 12 bars, but he wrote a 16. And the beat cut out and went into the hook before the last 4 bars came on. So there's 4 bars on this song that nobody will ever know.
You trying to live, you trying to sit there, you trying to...
I'm just saying.
I can get dial-up if I need dial-up.
But he never recorded because he was in the middle of it and he was like, oh, that's when the beat stopped. He was like, damn, I wrote a 16.
Oh, it doesn't exist.
What did it do chart-wise? What were we looking at chart-wise?
It peaked at 49 on the Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart. And it also reached number 24 on Rap Airplay.
I think the Rap Airplay is the more important one because that was a song that, at the time when the South was just killing it, being from New York, being in New York, turning on the New York radio, and hearing Southern music was not a regular thing if you're from New York. New York is very stubborn, the radio is very stubborn. For a Southern song to break through in the way that this did was incredible. You heard it at parties, you heard it out of cars on the FDR, it was just everywhere. To me, that's an anthem.
But here's my thing, right? According to the rules that you laid out earlier, this has to be a song from a Houstonian. And I represent Port Arthur.
Oh my God, bro.
We could jog to Port Arthur right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I can't jog to Port Arthur. But I don't know. I mean,
So you gonna throw yourself off the list?
this song might have to get thrown off the
Oh,
list.
you mean throw it off the list?
I don't know. I don't know.
Let me ask you, Pierce, do you guys agree with him being thrown off the list?
No way, no way.
I'll tell you what, we got 15 songs. Why don't we just put you at 15 for now since you want to get thrown off?
Oh, wow. All right, I'll sit at 15.
Leave it at 15?
I'll sit at 15.
Okay. Okay, June 27th, DJ Screw.
This is going to be interesting. I want to defer to Billboard right now. Is there even any chart information?
Did not chart.
I think that's what lends itself so much more to it being an anthem, is the fact that it's not a commercial release, right? It's not technically from an album. It's not technically a song. Like June 27 is not like a song, like structure-wise or whatever. But you'd be hard-pressed to find something that represents Houston culture to a myriad of people, right, across the board, that this song doesn't really speak to.
First of all, just that being Demo's birthday, and it just gave Houston kind of like an unofficial holiday, so June 27th just became Houston's day. And just because of who the track includes, it's literally the entire SUC, 30 minutes long. It's almost like a challenge to see who knows the most of the record at a certain point. Like you can play it in the car, play it in the club, and whoever can rap this song the longest is kind of like the most Houston damn near, So.
Do you know the whole song?
Nobody knows the entire thing. Yeah, no, that's impossible.
Number
One.
what on the chart?
One until we go back. I'm gonna say number 1 until we go back.
I'm not gonna say 1 because
That means you already got an idea.
I have an idea of
one.
my number 1.
But they gotta beat the king. They gotta beat. This is DJ Screw.
Right.
All right. Now this ain't an artist. This is DJ Screw. If you want to beat the king, you got to kill
And
him.
as the DJ, I'm giving it number 1. As the DJ.
I think number 1 for now.
Now, will it stay?
Number
will it
one,
stay?
okay. Wanna be a baller, shot caller, Lil Troy.
I mean, Wanna Be a Baller was a hit record as soon as anybody heard it, even if you didn't really understand it.
How did this song do on a national level?
It hit number 5 on Rap Airplay, number 31 on Hot Rap Songs, number 70 on the Hot 100, number 22 on mainstream R&B hip hop Airplay.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
It's not a
And
joke.
also, this is a crazy fact, it still pulls an average of 1.25 million streams a week.
That's great. A week?
And then this song had like a whole resurgence, probably around like 2012, 2013, where it was like one of the biggest songs again. And honestly, I could see this song having like a whole TikTok resurgence again just because of
It's just
the
a matter of
sound of it.
time, right?
Exactly,
It's just a matter of
yeah.
time.
It's one of those songs that you hear every year.
Exactly.
At least once. If you go to like a basketball game or a festival or you watch a movie, because you hear it all
Oh,
the
so
time,
many commercials,
right?
so
Every
many
commercial.
trailers and everything.
Number what, guys?
I'll go 2 right now.
Right, I agree.
I would say 3 or 4.
I would say 3.
3? Okay.
We'll go 3.
I could do that, Lil Flip.
Ooh. Man.
Lil Flip in general.
Does not get the props he deserves.
Oozed Houston to me.
For all intents and purposes, Lil Flip was one of the biggest representatives of Houston rap. He was the guy that, you know, on BET would get massive airplay. He was on MTV, his songs were on the radio. He was the guy for a short period of time.
Flip was a seriously calculated businessman. I think the reason that Flip doesn't get associated in the way that other people are is because Flip was always a very chill kind of dude. He was not really a big flamboyant kind of dude. He was counting the coins. I think he understood, okay, we make the records, we gotta make sure we make the money. You know what I'm saying?
Is that like a different kind of hustle mentality that Houston has?
That comes from being a DIY built brand. Being an independent artist that has to operate outside of the system, but feels they have the music that can compete with anything within the system. And you're gonna hear that more and more when you speak about Houston rap, because a lot of these guys had to make it happen in spite of the conditions. We're not close to any major media companies, we're not close to any major record companies. So it takes a long time to get from Houston to New York on your own dime, you know? So I think Flip is a great example of that DIY mentality, going from the hood to the highest levels of music.
Number...
I was gonna put it at 15 and bump Get Throwed Up.
But if y'all wanna say 15 and bump me to 14.
I'd say 15.
15.
15?
All right.
Ooh, so
moving up, man.
you up, you moving on up.
Bump Bun to 14.
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh man, come on. This is,
Wait, what did you pull? Let's see. What is it? Let's see.
check up on it. Beyonce, Bubby, and Slim Thug. How did I pull me? I'm gonna defer until y'all speak on it.
I'm gonna let let's have the women speak
First
first.
of all,
You're right.
Queen Bee being Houston's own, I mean, you think of Texas, you think of Beyonce. You
Easy.
think of Houston, you think of Beyonce. The fact that we have a woman that we're talking about right now for this list.
She's just so important to the culture, Black culture, I feel like in general. Everyone compares her to like Prince and Michael Jackson, but I really do feel like she is the artist of our lifetime.
Yeah, work ethic. I mean, you worked with her on set.
I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like the level of work that Beyonce puts in, and we go far beyond physical. She gives so much of herself over to what she does for people, and it's selfless. She understands what she means to people. She understands what she represents, and she understands her platform better than almost anyone I've ever seen. She is the single most self-aware person I've ever met.
It charted forever on 106 and Park.
It was #1 for 5 weeks. It was #1 on basically.
Number one where? Like on
On
the
Hot 100. It was #1. It was
Oh,
#1 song in the country.
I didn't get that flag, bro.
For
I
5
didn't get that
weeks.
flag.
Yeah, I remember when the song came out, it sounded like nothing else on the radio. And you know, I think that's the standard of a Beyonce signal. It's something completely different.
Well, look, this is the thing is, I think we're thinking about anthems. I'm a man, so I can't speak to whether or not this is a female anthem. I will say that this very morning, before we came here to record this, on Slim Thug's page, he posted a video of SZA in the mirror in a room full of women, and they were all singing Check Up On It. And this is in 2024.
Where are we gonna put her in the chart?
The thing is, we're not, for all of our own well-being, we're not walking out of here without putting Beyonce on the top 10. Like, we just have to. So the only question is this the joint that makes the top 10?
Right.
I'm gonna say 5 right now.
5.
5 is safe.
5.
5 is safe.
Top Drop, Fat Pat.
Welcome to the land where it just don't stop. Is just, I feel like that just embodies where we are, where we're from. That's, you know, MLK on Sundays. That's just, you can envision the whole thing when it comes to that song.
With Fat Pat and Top Drop, if DJ Screw is the king of Houston, then Fat Pat is the crown prince. He was one of the first to get an album out, to have some level of commercial success in the city. He may not have had the biggest success in city, but he is by far one of the pillars of this community. And to have his life taken so early with so much promise, the song is a testament to how much Houston loves its hip hop community.
All right, guys, what number?
2.
It's got to be 2. You're at this point on this list is second.
Savage remix, Meg Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce.
Whoa.
Now it gets
Talk
good.
about it.
For what Meg has reintroduced to being a woman in hip hop, to representing the South, being authentically her, and at the same time, I would even say being a role model and doing school and showing college and a professional side of her. Even though she twerking and she doing all the things, but she's also, you know, she was continuously still pursuing her education, and I admire that. I really admire that.
And to that point, she went to Texas Southern University, which is a Houston college, and I feel like she unequivocally represents Houston as a woman. And you know, there is a lot of up-and-coming women rappers now in Houston. You have Mauna Leo, you have Sally Sosa, you have a lot of amazing women coming up, but I think Megan is, there's no way we could put this list out and not have her on here.
I just got to give her credit for being the first one of us to get a Beyonce feature. Right. Like, all of us wanted a Beyonce feature. I'm lucky to be featured on a Beyonce record, but I ain't never had Beyonce on one of my records. And that in itself, I think, it's not just a good look for women, I think it's also a good look for Houston women in particular. You know what I'm saying? Once again, Beyonce understanding the platform and understanding her power and passing that on to the next generation of Houston representatives for the women.
Yep.
What did it chart? What did it do?
Number 1.
Of course, it's Beyonce.
Number 1.
It's
Guys, I need
Beyonce.
what number are we putting this at, yo?
Ooh.
Check Up On is number 5 right now, right? Is it?
Check Up On It is number 5 right now.
I mean, as
rather-
the woman in the group, I feel like number 6.
We don't have a 6.
I'm fine with
We
6.
don't have a 4.
All right, let's say 6.
Okay.
Let's say 6.
6.
"25 Lighters," Fat Pat, DJ DMD, and Lil Kiki. Man.
I mean, 25 lighters, right? It's
It's a classic, another classic.
Even just reading these names together is just giving me...
so Houston that ZZ Top remade the record. ZZ Top, we're talking about Texas, all right? We're talking about Houston. It's a big deal.
Let's talk charts before we get into what the song means.
The song didn't chart, but it's.
Charted
I feel like-
on my block.
But I feel
On my
like
block.
on a national level, though, you've heard 25 lighters.
Of course.
No way.
It's been quoted by every rapper.
Exactly.
You know, it's one of those songs that's just like an indelible part of the fabric of hip hop. It's everyone knows it. Everyone, you know, has either recited it or used it or remixed it or sampled it.
Here's why it's classic for Houston. I think we don't really talk about it that much. This song released shortly after Fat Pat's murder. And it was a new verse from him. So the big thing about 25 Lighters is the fact that it's that Fat Pat's on the song, and that this was like us getting to hear Pat again after him passing, like new music. That was a big part of this record being as big as it was, like as far as Houston. So even if it never charted anywhere else, it means so much to us because it memorialized Fat Pat.
Just even with this song, Fat Pat's verse has been sampled so many times to make other Houston anthems.
Yes.
You know, that "Where Them Haters At," "Where Them Haters At." Man, at the end, that's probably in 6 or 7 different Houston songs after this one. So I think this is like an integral part of Houston hip hop.
Okay, so here's the hard question. What number?
4.
I'm going high, yeah, 4.
Yeah, 4.
4.
Oh, Lil Kiki, Southside.
There you go.
Now things about the shit.
start doing that.
The Southside. Okay, now we're getting territorial. So let's talk about, first of all, Lil Kiki, what he means to Houston as an artist.
Kiki is as Houston a person as you can get. And I'm not talking about music, lyrics, or rapping, or anything. When you sit and talk to Kiki and see his personality, his character, and I don't know how this would sound, but Kiki is almost like the face of Houston, kind of Houston's hip hop scene, because he's so active, he's so and he was the youngest member of the first generation of the Screwed Up clique.
This is the only song from Houston that has a dance attached to it, and that I feel like is an anthem in
Wait,
itself.
what's the dance?
What's the dance? Hold on, can we play the song real
Go
quick?
ahead. No, do the
I'll hit that whole
dance.
rhythm, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I think
Rub
if it
your
was released
head, you know what I'm
today,
saying? Not for real, so.
that's why I
I
say
just
if
wanted
it
to
was
see
released
somebody
today,
do
it would go crazy because it had everything that a modern pop rap song has, even though it wasn't a pop rap song.
What number y'all giving it?
I say 3 and everything shifts down a number.
Really? Guys, does everybody else agree with that?
I agree with the OG.
Yeah, I think it's a better song.
Okay.
I think.
So right now we have it at number 3. Johnny Dang.
Ooh.
First of all, it's one of the best rappers we have out of the city right now. The title of this song is As Houston Gets in hip hop.
Well, explain that for those, and I asked you guys to explain because we got more than just people from Houston that are watching this.
Right.
What is Johnny Dang?
Johnny Dang is a jeweler. He is not only the single most successful jeweler in Houston, I would argue in the hip hop community, he's probably third only to Jacob and maybe Ben Baller. Everywhere. Everybody understands not only is he a jeweler, but he's that jeweler from Houston.
And what was he doing on the charts? Like, what did this do?
It was his first Hot 100 hit, so it was big enough to actually make it, to chart nationally. It peaked at 65, but I think that doesn't tell the whole story. It's still growing. He's still working it. It's still it's still popping up on TikTok, and people are still falling in love with it.
I think he's the preeminent guy right now. He's gonna have a national career and he's gonna continue to represent Houston. I think for many people right now, today, this is Houston.
Number what, guys?
What's number?
I got a knockdown checkup on it. It's 10. I think we should put Johnny Dang at 10.
I was thinking 10 as well.
10.
Yeah, we can put it for 10 right now.
10?
Yeah.
Mind Playing Tricks on Me, Ghetto Boys. By far, probably one of my top favorite hip hop songs.
One of the best samples in hip hop ever. Period.
Best loops of
Period.
all time.
One of the best storytellers of all time. Put Houston on the map as a factor. We'd always had representation, and there have been other Ghetto Boy albums before this. But in terms of Rap A Lot Records and the Ghetto Boys being a factor in this music industry, you're talking about a #1 platinum single, right? Independently produced and distributed through Houston, which eventually led to them having more major distribution and whatnot. But this is the record that not only sets the tone for us musically, but also business-wise. Like, you don't have to run to New York. You don't have to go to LA. You don't need nobody. You can do it right here in Houston. That set the tone for us.
What did it do chart-wise back then?
Had a 3-week run at #1 on the Hot Rap Songs chart.
Damn right.
So
I love hearing those numbers.
it was
#1, man.
for 3 weeks straight.
We're a factor.
And yeah, Face I feel like has to be represented. Willie D has to be represented. Bushwick has to be represented. So
There was nothing like it when it came out.
right.
Where are we ranking this?
I think this is the #8 that we don't have, right?
That low?
I mean, we can argue where it goes on the list, but it's a top 10.
It's a top 10.
It's definitely a top
It's a lock
10.
for top 10.
So we'll do it 8. Most City Don, 0. Ooh, this is getting good.
All right, look, I'ma just throw it out there, because somebody gotta say it. This is #1. Now, I'm gonna let y'all argue this with me. I'm gonna let you argue this. But
It's over June 27th?
on a daily basis, there is no record in Houston, I think in 2024, that more people will agree represent Houston than Mo City Don.
How did this song shape Zero's career, though?
It personified his
Yeah.
career. Like, it's this showed that he was at the time, in the moment, the best rapper we had. Period. Because it's a freestyle. It's a 6-minute freestyle.
That you know every single word
to. It's probably the most memorized record in Houston. When I say memorized, most songs are known for the chorus, Most songs are known for a particular couple of bars by a certain person on a certain verse of the song. This song is known because everyone knows. This is how we identify if you're not from Houston.
Exactly.
If somebody stands up in the room and says, slow, loud, and banging all in my trunk, and everyone in the room doesn't recite the next line, you from out of town. Period. You from out of town. It's the H-Town identifier. It has to be number one.
Over Southside.
Yes, absolutely.
So is this number one? Is this our new number one?
The reason the only argument, I'll offer an argument to my own argument, right?
Lord Jesus.
Because I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about this deeply.
I know where you're going.
I've heard that everybody doesn't view this song the same way.
Exactly.
In that sense, because everybody doesn't rock with Missouri City.
So like I said, just growing up there and, you know, house parties and whatever parties in middle school and high school, you know, this song did cause a little bit of problems every now and then. And that honestly might even make it more of an anthem because of what it meant. I still want to rank it number one because of what it is and the freestyle and everybody knowing every single word. I feel like call and response is almost the most important thing to choosing an anthem, but it's not all inclusive to Houston.
So does that make it a number one?
I think so.
So you're saying yeah to number one too?
I think number one.
So that means this is number one now. Still tipping. Mike Jones,
Top five.
Paul Wall,
Let's go.
It's
Liv
type 5, so
Tuck.
we lose. It's
First of all, let's talk about what it did charting-wise.
Peaked number 60 on the Hot 100. It was Mike Jones, Slim Thug, and Paul Wall's first number one. So I feel like that's a big deal for Houston, right? Like Houston artists. Right. And it peaked number 25 on the Hot R&B.
Just a generational hit.
1,000%.
Yeah.
This song just means so much to not only the three artists on it, but to our current culture. I feel like if any of those artists get booked to perform at a football game, a basketball game, they're performing that song.
It's just rare that you get to witness a watershed moment in music.
Yeah.
You know, it's rare that you get to be present for it and see it. And a lot of people at the time may not understand what's happening, but I think with this, everyone who was watching and listening thought to themselves, this is the start of something new.
So number what, guys?
I'll say three.
I would say 3.
Okay, so everybody's cool with 3?
Yeah.
3, we're good? Okay. Sicko Mode, Travis Scott.
It's a huge record by a huge Houston artist, produced by a huge Houston artist, but I don't think it should be considered a Houston anthem.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of elements that don't necessarily represent Houston. Obviously, Hit Boy's not from here, Tech Heat's not from here, Drake isn't from here. So there are elements that kind of take it out of that Houston anthem category. It is a diamond joint. It's like one of the biggest songs that ever come out of the city. So
The video is super Houston.
the video is very Houston. It was a moment for Houston. I don't know if the song necessarily is in a set. Just me personally, in a set where I was supposed to represent Houston by playing "Wanna Be a Baller" and Southside, I wouldn't go to Sicko Mode right after be like, oh, this is a Houston. You know, it's
a good point.
To continue going.
That's a great point.
You know.
So what number, guys?
13.
13? 13? We now have our ranking. Number 10, Mind Playing Tricks on Me, Ghetto Boys. Number 9, Savage Remix, Meg Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce.
Like it?
Get Throwed is still out here.
That's the one I think.
I think we
could swap Check Up On It for Get Thrown. That's just me.
I agree.
And I'm on both records.
So Check Up On It is leaving the entire top 10.
Yes.
Ooh. And then, so we're
Hold
saying.
on, Damien. You gonna be okay, bro?
I'm fine, man. You know,
Is there a doctor on the set?
Wait, okay, so we're saying that Get Throwed is now our new number 8?
Yes.
I would say that.
Number 8, Get Throwed, Bun B, Pimp C, Young Jeezy.
Yes, boy, yes.
We clap to you.
Thank you.
25 Lighters, Fat Pack, Lil Kiki, DJ DMD.
Yep.
Number 6, Wanna Be a Baller, Lil Troy. Number 5, Southside, Lil Kiki. Number 4, Tops Drop, Fat Pack. Number 3, still tipping, Mike Jones, Slim Thug, Paul Wall. DJ Screw, June 27th. Number 2,
I think it's number one. I think there's an argument for number one. Because we talked about this earlier, the idea that Mo City Dawn didn't initially give an entry point to everybody, right? It excluded some people just on the principle of the name of the song. Whereas June 27 is literally the call to action for Houston. Like that, it's not just about the song, the title, the date itself is a self-proclaimed holiday.
So it's number one.
So it's number one.
June
Yeah, it's
27.
number one.
And I think we got our list.
So coming in now at number 2, Mo City Dawn, 0. And number 1, June 27, DJ Screw. Good job. Let's raise our glasses. Cheers to the power of music and its community. Thank you so much, Tres Generaciones. You guys were awesome. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
To Houston.
To Houston.